Have you thought about hiring a personal assistant? Someone that helps you with personal appointments, researching, flights, health, finance tracking, emails, all of the other stuff that you don't have time for? Then listen up, we're gonna dive into how you can find someone, how you can hire them, how to train them, and how to free up to 20 hours every week for you. Hey, this is Kilian again with Consistent Scaling, and we're gonna dive right into my personal assistant SOP. If you want that SOP as we're going through, comment SOP below and I'll make sure you get a copy of it. Okay, let's get started. You might ask yourself, what should I hire a personal assistant for? There's a lot of things you can hire them for. The biggest reason for entrepreneurs and agency owners, business owners is for administrative tasks. They can help you with managing personal emails, booking calls, managing appointments in your calendars. That can be personal appointments like doctor's appointments, restaurant visits, date night. Super helpful. They can also do paperwork or finance management. Take care of like tracking expenses that you have personally and then even in the business later on. So you can have financial data tracked by a PA and even create reports and account data on a weekly basis for you. The other thing is travel. Think about when you have to travel to conferences, booking flights for you, arranging accommodation. You can document what the budget is, have clear SOPs for this, and then they can book that for you. What options you prefer, and also even the travel from the airport and back and forth. Even, restaurants during your travels, they can book that for you. Okay, so as you can see, if you're a busy business owner, how much time you will free up with all of that stuff, super valuable. Then research, giving you information. If you can't do stuff, they can do the research for you, or even use ChatGPT and do comparisons for you. Super powerful as well. Think about event planning, coordinating events, family gatherings, super powerful as well, that they take stuff over there, or like personal tasks. Here it becomes interesting. Or personal tasks. So when it comes to assisting with personal errands or household management, the powerful combo is when you have a personal assistant that can be working online for you and that person manages your housekeeper. There will be a separate training on how to hire a housekeeper who does specifically cooking for you and so on, while the personal assistant can manage that person as well. Okay, super powerful shopping lists that they can coordinate together, and also, just sending them stuff on a list, what you need, and they can order this for you. Supplements, Amazon orders, all of the good stuff here. And also, when you think about ordering gifts for people close to you, keeping track of when is the birthday of the person, and that they basically even buy the gifts for them. So you can see all the options we have here, what to hire a personal assistant for. There's countless of options and it will free up so many hours for you. Then, who do you hire? So first of all, who do we need for such a position? You need someone usually who's very loyal, very trustful and polite. Someone is very organized, because as you can see, you need to be able to trust them. But they also execute well and can be straight to the point. Ideally, they should have experience with administrative tasks or service tasks in the past. And of course, the language and English skills are important. So it depends who you need, depends on your lifestyle. So if, let's say you travel a lot, right? You travel around different countries a lot, then it's of course best to have an online PA, right? Someone that can be overseas. We go into that in a second, but it should be online. If you have a base, let's say you live in a country most of the year, then it makes most sense to have someone from that area, ideally even locally from your area. Why? Because they have much more knowledge about what to research, like doctor's appointments, language, local customs, much easier. It doesn't have to be from your city, but it's a big plus if they know the culture, the country, the area, and all of that. So that's why I would go for someone local, because of the language for sure. If the language is common, let's say you're in the US, you can also hire someone, from overseas who speaks fluent English. Someone online in the beginning is probably enough, especially for local errands. You rather need a housekeeper anyway that does the shopping and so on for you, okay? Depends on your budget. There's budget-friendly options. You can get started with someone, who is from countries like Eastern Europe, where they are usually very, very loyal, very organized as well, or even from the Philippines. Depends on where you live. Colombia is also good talent, and South America in general as well. However, if you are looking for someone locally, of course, let's say you live in the UK or you live in the US, then you go with someone locally. There, students looking for a part-time job can also be an option there as a budget-friendly option. And if you rather want someone who is a bit more advanced, then I would go for people that have careers and experience in the customer service industry. Think about flight attendants, for example. Flight attendants can be great because they speak multiple languages. They are in this culture of providing a great service to you and communicating well, and they're usually very organized. And also usually they don't have huge salary expectations either, like someone who was, let's say, an executive assistant, a multinational corporation manager or something like that. They're used to different salaries, okay? Local groups on Facebook, or you could go ahead and make a promoted post on LinkedIn. A job post on Upwork can be another good start. Apart from that, a promoted job post on LinkedIn. And another one is actually just using a hiring funnel that you run ads on Meta. Facebook, Instagram for yourself, you look for the job post and you run the ad to a description. We use that as well for hiring people in general. Just run the ad to a job form, to basically a type form. And then basically people apply with their data and you can screen them directly. If you write a good ad, it can be very simple what you're looking for and the criteria, good targeting. Ads can be also a very good approach. If you want more info on that, let us know. We have more trainings on that. For locally hiring, Facebook groups are usually the best, or job sites, but you can also run locally targeted ads. That's also another nice approach that can work for you. The best one is probably for the start actually to ask, and you might even be able to share a personal assistant, because if they trust your friend or your friend trusts them, then chances are they are trustworthy and they're pre-vetted already. So that's another chance, especially if you want to get started with just a few hours, because you might not need someone in the beginning for 40 hours per week if you just want to get started and get some experience, right? I recommend just hiring someone for like 5 hours per week, 5 to 10 hours max, and just delegating a few tasks for them that come up and then ramp it up from there as you're building the trust. Then how to hire. So job post, of course, we have an example here of a job post. You put in there the responsibilities you're looking for, obviously. In your case, when you get started, I wouldn't put all of it directly in there, just a few of those that are most important. The qualifications that we're looking for, very important: communication, organizational skills, and that they are good at managing their own time, communication. So there's a few examples of here what you can look for. And then you define the hours if it's remote, part-time. And then you have a Google form template. You know, this can be Google form or this can be a jot form or type form. And you just have people apply through that and you screen them. This is usually the best way to do it. What to do in such a form? It can be simple. We put a template in here, but in a nutshell, what you need is just asking for their previous experience and let them give you a few examples of where they were having these traits. So where did they manage their time well, an example of why they organize themselves well, and then what personality they have. Usually I like to screen for the 4 colors, red, blue, yellow, green, and see how much, on what scale of the spectrum they are. That's a pro tip. I would just put a picture of this color map inside the form and let them say what personality they have and give an example why. That way you can target reliable people that are on the blue spectrum and the green spectrum. That's what you'd be looking for in such an assistant. You don't want people who just have an impulse decision that they want this job and then they leave you again next week. And apart from this, then you give them name, they give you name and phone number, and then you can call them and screen them and contact the next best candidates. So screen them on their answer, 3 to 5 candidates, set up a short interview with them. You can screen some of these things already in the questions, and then you can set up an interview with them. What's important, I think, is that depending on who you're looking for, you want to build this trust. So your first gut feeling is very important. When you have a phone call, for example, you can also have a video call. But then also already when you contact the person to arrange the call or the interview, then you see also how quickly they respond and how they write the text. All of that is important as well, the first impression. And then you decide on the best applicant and to onboard that person. So how do you onboard them? Something that's very important for many people, especially if you plan to give a lot of sensitive data, is like an NDA contract, like a non-disclosure agreement. It's just psychologically so that people know, okay, you can't share any sensitive information. So you have clear expectations from the start. Almost like a contract when you have a new employee. And then expectation sheet with your PA. To make sure that you're right from the start are clear what you expect. We have like a template here, what traits, habits you expect. This is something, I would recommend you to have for your employees in general anyway, for your team, that when they are onboarded and the onboarding. So basically when they get onboarded, what you do is you have a clear expectation sheet, what traits you're looking for, and you go over that and have them, you can even record a Loom video and just have them send you questions on it and have them confirm that they agree all of it. So that's why you do this once. You can here put the Loom video in there and then have them send you that they understood everything and that they confirm to this. That way, setting expectations right from the start, something I recommend with all team members anyway. So you have a template here, and then from there, you onboard the assistant. And then what you do is you create a Slack channel, make communication easier if you use Slack already, or you can use WhatsApp, but WhatsApp might be a bit more chaotic. I like to streamline the communication always, and then set up a task management tool like Todoist. So you can communicate in the comments of the tasks as well, but for easy communication, something like Slack is ideal. You can use email as well, but it's better to have it all centralized. You can, of course, when you use a task manager like Asana or ClickUp already, you could use that, create a separate space and have that for your personal assistant tasks and quickly delegate. But if you want to have it simple and easy for the start, just a Todoist list where you have personal assistant tasks, that's what I do as well, and you simply set it up in a Kanban form, to do, in progress, under review, and done. That's the easiest way to get started. Don't overcomplicate it. Just set up something like this, and then you can simply, you have tasks and ideas. Like I use my phone here, and I have this widget where I just click on this here, and then boom, Todoist pops up and I can write down the task and easily select personal assistant. The personal assistant is then in that list, sees the task, can work on it. You can assign due dates. Super simple to delegate. I even have a shortcut here on my Apple Watch where I can just open Todoist now. I just click on, I need to show this to you guys. I can just click here on this bottom corner and then Todoist opens up. I click add task and then I can talk in with the thing and then I put it on the list for the personal assistant. Super simple as well to delegate tasks. Let's say you're on the go or even in the bathroom, on the toilet, you can delegate simple tasks and delegate it super efficiently like that. Then important is that you set urgency and deadlines and have the communication clearly defined. Will you be communicating in the comments and on Slack so that the personal assistant knows about that? Finally, the right mindset when hiring a PA is it's important to have that trust. That's why this NDA. Really trust your feeling when it comes to the person that you want to hire. Of course, not only your feeling, also their past experience. And usually if you build a good relationship with them and they have this right personality, that's why it's so important to look for these blue-green personalities. I'll show you what I mean. If you look at the spectrum here, you're looking for these people right here who are, very focused on loyalty, reliability, consistency, and are looking also a little bit more for safety and stability on that side here. And then also, they're very this green down here. These things resonate with them. They care about a good relationship, but also doing their job well, being precise. You don't want people that are just, fun, love of life, and next week they have another idea and they leave you again and you need to hire someone else. So make sure you screen for that. If you need help with that, let us know. And then when you build that relationship with the PA, then you can trust them and add more confidential tasks step by step. That's what I would recommend. That's the mindset. And in general, it's crazy how many people don't have any assistants And I think it's better to get started and have someone. You don't have to find that ideal PA, Get started, make a job post on Upwork or on a local group, depending on who you're hiring for, and get someone good enough just for a few hours that you dedicate a few tasks, get some experience with it. It's the same with your team. It's much better to get some hiring experience, see how you're doing with that, just delegate a few things. It doesn't cost you much time. It will take time from you. And then you can see if it's good, hire someone else and go down that route. Hope that was helpful for you guys. If you want that whole SOP with like the templates, the hiring form and all the other stuff we have, just comment SOP below and we'll be sure to send it to you. I'm curious, do you already have a personal assistant or still planning on hiring someone? If you have someone, comment below what was the most helpful thing that you delegate. And if you don't have someone yet, what were the biggest challenges or objections you have against hiring someone that hold you back or that you would need to have answered before you hire someone? Comment below and we'll help you out. If you want more help with scaling your agency or business to 7 figures, hitting 100K per month by optimizing your team, processes, and your own execution so you can get out of the operations, then definitely we can help you. Go to kilianmarket.com and apply for your free consultation call where we make a game plan on how to achieve that. If you want more videos like that, then click on the subscribe and then see you on the next episode.